PlayStation is selling out to mobile, and Amazon buys the James Bond studio for $8.5 billion. Yes, that's right, billion with a B. All that and so much more in today's Entertainment Roundup. Let's get into it. How's it, guys? Welcome to That Freaking Geek, and today is our Entertainment Roundup for the week. Here I'll cover gaming news, TV news, and movies news, and just kind of give you my opinion on what's kind of happening within the entertainment world today. Right now, let's start with gaming, and there's a lot of stuff that's happened this week in the gaming industry. But here are some of the highlights that I think are really kind of takeaways. And the first is the fact that Sony, during kind of an investor kind of document that kind of went out to all the investors, I think a lot of news stories have been broken up because investor documents have leaked to the rest of us, and they kind of have like little sentences and paragraphs about various things that Sony wants to do with PlayStation in the next while. And one of the things they said there is that they want to bring their IPs, their exclusives, so God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, Bloodborne, all those kind of PlayStation only games to mobile. And that scares me because I don't know if you guys remember that Nintendo tried the same thing, or is trying the same thing with, say, their Mario franchise. They tried Mario on your mobile, and basically the game wasn't full of microtransactions, because that's what I'm worried about with all these mobile games. They'll just fill it with microtransactions, make it free, but not really. And basically what they did, cool, we're not going to go that route, that evil route, and basically gave us a game to play, like a full-on Mario adventure. But however, the only difference here is that you would kind of get the first level for free, and then you would pay for the rest of the game. And it was quite cheap. I think it was like $5, $10, whatever it was. It wasn't a lot of money. But the problem is that it didn't sell well. But then, so they were like, cool, we're going to then make it a Mario Kart kind of game. But then what happened with that was it absolutely flopped as well, because there was too many microtransactions. So they couldn't find the balance. So now if PlayStation kind of tries and does the same thing, I don't know what they're going to do. A God of War kind of like running game, there's like Subway Runners kind of games. I don't know what they're going to do. But I really hope that they don't bring a lot of their IPs. Make new IPs for mobile if you have to. But don't take poor Kratos. You've already ruined him in Fortnite. Don't put him in a mobile game. Please, Sony. Next up within the gaming kind of entertainment world right now, it's basically E3. It's not E3, but given that we had 3 big gameplay reveals, it feels like E3 has started. Starting off with Dying Light. Now, Dying Light 2 is finally coming out, and Dying Light came out back in 2014, 2015, and that game actually was really good. After Dead Island, we were kind of a little bit like worried that it wouldn't be as good, but something happened and Techland absolutely pulled it off. It was such a great idea of having a night and day where the zombies would be pretty chill during the day, but at night it would feel like a flippin' horror movie. But now with Dying Light 2, a lot of years later, there was a lot of like hush and like hum about whether or not it was coming out and whether development was actually doing well. But finally, we got a first gameplay reveal. And finally, the game really does show us how incredible and what they're going to be able to pull off this time around. Now, there is a lot of kind of RPG elements in the sense that you make choices and the world will be affected with the choices you make. And of course, this is still a zombie killing video game, and so there's tons of new variety of ways to kill zombies. And on top of that, there are so many more parkour elements. Like they went from like something like 1,000 animations to 3,000 animations. They tripled the amount of animations. So what was so good about this time as well is that they didn't went in and go, we've built it from the ground up. No, they said that they literally took what made Dying Light so good and they built upon it. I think that's so much better way of thinking like that, because what it'll do is it'll actually take on the foundations that they built in the first game and make it so much better. The gameplay looks absolutely incredible, and we finally have a release date, and that is December 7th. I'm so excited for them. It feels like a forever away, but I'm sure as soon as December rolls around, we'll be like, what? It's already here. Next, we got Horizon Forbidden West. Now, this is one of those games where I really enjoyed the first one, but the second one, I really have a lot of things that I really hope it gets right. Like, I hope that it's not as heavy with the RPG elements. I hope that the story has a bit of better pacing. I know a lot of people really enjoyed the story. I found it a bit slow, and I found the animations with the interactions with different people a bit of a kind of a lower par compared to other PlayStation games. I thought the game was fantastic, don't get me wrong, but I still think there's a lot where it can improve. This time it does look like that they've improved in the animations. However, it looks like these were what's shown off on the gameplay was a lot of cinematics. And so I think it looks like it's going to be good, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see for the full game. But what we saw in this game that absolutely blew me away when Aloy went and attacked that elephant mechanical mammoth, I don't know what to call it, kind of beast, and that was such an incredible battle. But more importantly, I loved what traversal is bringing into the game, where you can kind of like grapple hook onto the ruins and then flip yourself up, and then you glide on this glider all the way down, just a bunch of mayhem, all the kind of stuff just going all over the screen. I really think this game is looking absolutely incredible. The different shots of the greenery and the broken down ruins, or in the depths of the sea, like this game is looking absolutely incredible, and the gameplay, the action also looks just that much better. I'm so excited. We do not have a release date for it yet, but I'm sure it'll come out sometime this year. I can't wait for it. Moving on to Far Cry 6, we finally got a gameplay reveal of it this past Friday, and it looks really good. However, as an overall kind of gameplay look, I do think this is probably my most disappointing gameplay reveal of the week, just because I find that the game, while it looks fantastic and the kind of the scenery looks really nice, I do think that the facial animations look a bit off. Even your main character, she looks very boring. I don't know why, but this whole idea of you finally having kind of story centered around her rather than a mute character, I do like that. I think Far Cry 3 did a good job with it. I found that the last game didn't have a mute character and that didn't work. I'm looking forward to the fact that your main character is actually talking. However, she looks very boring. I guess we'll have to just wait and see how the game kind of pans out. I think that Gustavo, the guy who's playing the main villain in the game from Breaking Bad, I don't know if you got my reference there, but he looks absolutely incredible. His facial animation is probably the best within the entire trailer and probably the entire gameplay, which is a no-brainer. So I think he'll do a really good job, especially with like Far Cry. It's known for its villains, so I do think he's going to look fantastic. And the gameplay looks fantastic, and I just want to kind of, while everything looked great, like I said, but disappointing, probably the highlight for it is that they're making a CD gun. Yes, a CD gun.
And some very unique, deadly weapons.
That looks incredible, but I don't know, this is kind of, the people are calling it a retro gun. I don't know when CDs became retro, but apparently they're retro now. But that looked really cool. I'm really looking forward to when the game comes out in October. Should be really, really good, but I really want to see more, because I feel like this game could be a bit of a disappointment, because I don't know, I've got a feeling about it, but I guess we have to wait and see. Moving on to movies and TV series news, the big kind of headline this week is that Amazon, Jeff Bezos and all his friends at Amazon, have bought MGM, the studio, for over $8 billion. And this studio makes a lot of very famous kind of movies, from James Bond to the 21 Jump Street series, to The Hobbit, to the Addams Family. Like, they make a lot of movies. Go Google it. They'll tell you all the movies. I'm not going to name all of them right here. But basically, what does that mean? Well, look, Amazon doesn't have a lot going on for itself. And there's not like some big new TV series and movie like Netflix has had so many hits. There's nothing that's probably on the same par as, say, something like Stranger Things. And so I think, you know what, Jeff Bezos has the money. $8 billion is probably nothing to him. And so he's like, yeah, sure, why not? What does that mean for us? We're probably going to get a bunch of James Bond movies and all the other kind of MGM movies coming onto Amazon Prime, which is pretty cool. I don't think that the next James Bond film is going to go straight to Amazon. I think that's still going to come out to cinemas, and hopefully they'll continue to release the rest of them to cinemas. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But I know Amazon has paid a lot of money. If you put it into perspective, Lucasfilm, the Star Wars, was bought for $4 billion. So this is almost double. Actually, it's more than double what Disney bought Star Wars for. So this was a lot of money. This was a big deal. But I guess we have to wait and see to kind of see exactly what comes out of it. Timothée Chalamet has been cast as Willy Wonka in the upcoming Wonka film. This movie is an origin story for Willy Wonka, where you're going to see him as he transitions from a very simple, probably still weird boy into a weird boy with a huge factory. I'm really looking forward to Timothée Chalamet cast as Willy Wonka. I don't know how well he'll do compared to Johnny Depp, but his incredible acting skills will probably bring a lot of new stuff into the Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory universe. I guess we'll just have to wait and see when it finally comes out in 2023. Marvel fans, listen up. If you haven't seen it yet, the Eternals movie finally has a trailer. Just look at it. It looks absolutely incredible. What? You ask me what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. I have no idea who these people are. But basically what I can gather is that these Eternals, these are like cosmic beings that have been a part of this earth literally since inception. Like, they've been around longer than any other Marvel hero has been around. And we need to now find out what on earth have they been doing this entire time. The cast is full of fantastic people, a lot of Game of Thrones actors, and we'll just have to wait and see how well they do this time around. But this movie looks absolutely incredible. This is probably my second most anticipated Marvel movie, behind probably the Spider-Man 3 movie. I don't know if that's actually going to come out this year. That Spider-Man movie is coming out in December. Guess we'll just have to wait and see. But this Eternals movie, it looks really, really kiff. I can't wait for it. Go watch that trailer if you haven't watched it yet. It looks absolutely incredible. We have more Last of Us TV series news. We already have a lot of stuff that we know that's going on. Naughty Dog is actually going to be involved with the development of the series, and of course we know that Pedro Pascal is playing the #1 role of Joel. But now we have a little more news. Marilyn, the head of the Fireflies, the same actress who plays her in the video game, is actually also going to make her appearance in the TV series, and so that should be pretty interesting. Overall, this TV series is looking better and better every time there's new news about it. I love the Last of Us video games, and so I really have high hopes for this TV series, but HBO, please don't ruin it. But hey, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. And to kind of end off the news at the end of the day, I just want to ask, if you're watching right now, Sony, where's Sally's moustache in the movie? Mark Wahlberg does not have a moustache in this image. Just look at this image. Where's his moustache? And then now look at him in the video game. Look how awesome he looks. He looks so great with moustache. Where's Sally's moustache? That's it. That's the whole news bit. And that's it. That's the whole entertainment roundup for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you're watching on YouTube, why don't you hit subscribe? If you're watching on Instagram, give it a like and go and follow me, That Freaking Geek. But thanks so much for joining me today. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.